We brainstormed with 6 groups of children of survivors. This film looks at their angst, their shared experiences, and the literary and artistic work they have done to keep alive the memory of what happened to their families.
My mother, I guess you'd say, was verklempt. And much later in her life, she told me that after she learned, I'm sorry, I get emotional, after she learned what had happened to her family, she couldn't remember what her parents looked like for a great many years. She was in her older years when it came back to her what her parents looked like. So I think of the anguish that she went through all these years, and hardly spoke about it.
I found that all the Jewish holidays were a little bit difficult for me personally. I found, though they weren't people that, I mean, there was nobody in the table, just the immediate family. I could see the memory was always coming back. There wasn't a single happy Seder or a happy Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. You know, they were all relatively painful. So I never looked forward to them. It was always something I did. I knew, oh, it's coming. It's going to provoke this memory. It's going to be sad. I have to endure it, and I did.
It's a little bit different for me because it's so clean. And by clean, I mean much less marks on the surface. And to me, it's an important piece as well because the whole idea of the final solution was so horribly clean and organized and deliberate. And that's why I did it like this. The other thing that I love this, well, it's a horrible picture for me, but I wanted to show the casualness of these soldiers walking through between the 2 trains that were delivering people to their death.
It's a poem I wrote for my book, Surviving Words. It's called Heirloom. I was conceived by lovers bound for Auschwitz, Belsen, Birkenau, Buchenwald, Mauthausen, and every other camp that was, is, and ever will be. I am the seed of every man-child who was rounded up like livestock, loaded into cattle cars, and shipped off to a final solution. I grew in the womb of every woman who was shaved, tattooed, and lined up naked next to gas chambers. I'm a child of children stripped of their innocence in death camps, torn from grief-numbed parents who knew but were helpless and were gassed, and cremated into pure Jews.
My legacy is to transmit the responsibility of remembrance to my children and someday my grandchildren. Along with teaching them to lead productive, happy lives, this is our obligation.
Hitler did not succeed. We're here, and we remember, and we are carrying on remembering and being who we are.